Chosen one, pause right here. Don't scroll. Don't rush. Don't let your mind wander for even a moment, because what you are feeling right now is not coincidence. Something in your spirit reacted the second your eyes landed on this message. Something deep inside you whispered, "Pay attention." And that is because heaven has been waiting for the exact moment when you would slow down long enough for God to speak directly. You think you just stumbled onto this video, but the truth is you were guided here, tugged here, pulled here by a presence that has been walking beside you long before you ever realized you weren't walking alone. You have been carrying so much. In silence, trying to look strong for everyone else while your own heart has been tired. You have smiled through storms, held yourself together when no one checked on you, and fought private battles behind closed doors. You felt like nobody saw you, but God did. He saw the nights you cried without making a sound. He saw the moments you forced yourself to keep going when your soul begged for rest. He saw every hurt you tried to bury, every fear you hid, every prayer you whispered, hoping heaven heard you, and heaven did. You have spent years thinking you were just coping, just handling life, just doing what you had to do. But the truth is infinitely deeper. You have no idea who you really are. What you thought was resilience was actually divine reinforcement. What you thought was your intuition was actually spiritual discernment. What you thought was your strength was actually the hand of God carrying you through places your feet couldn't stand on their own. Chosen one, your spirit has been active even when your body was tired. You have been fighting unseen battles, interceding without knowing it, protecting people without understanding why you felt their pain. You have been spiritually awake long before your mind could comprehend the depth of your calling. That is why your heart feels things before they happen. That is why people confide in you without knowing why. That is why you walk into a room and feel the atmosphere shift. Heaven has been whispering over you for years. If they only knew how much is inside of them. If they only knew why darkness feared them. If they only knew the magnitude of their calling. And today, right now, is the moment God stops whispering and starts revealing. You aren't just watching a video. You are being awakened. Chosen one. Let me tell you something that will finally make sense of years of exhaustion, confusion, and emotional weight you could never explain. Your body has been tired because your spirit has been working overtime. Even when you didn't understand what you were sensing, your spirit knew exactly what was happening around you. Your spirit has been standing guard, praying, interceding, shielding, and discerning long before you even had the language to describe it. That is why you have days when your body feels drained even though you didn't do much. That is why your energy suddenly drops around certain people. That is why you feel heaviness without a reason. It is not weakness. It is spiritual activity. There were nights when you lay awake, unable to sleep, staring at the ceiling, feeling something in the atmosphere but not knowing what it was. That wasn't anxiety. It was your spirit picking up spiritual tension. There were moments when you suddenly felt the need to pray, even if you didn't know what for. That wasn't coincidence. It was your spirit responding to something heaven showed you before your mind caught up. There were times when you felt overwhelmed, but the moment you cried out to God, peace rushed in like a flood. That wasn't temporary relief. It was your spirit reconnecting with its source. See, the reason you have always felt different is because you are. While others live only through their physical senses, you have been living with spiritual awareness. Since childhood, you could always read the room. You knew when someone wasn't genuine. You sensed danger before it appeared. You felt when someone was hurting. Even if they smiled, you were not imagining it. Your spirit has been spiritually trained, sharpened, and strengthened through every battle you survived. You have been carrying things others never had to carry. You have been lifting spiritual weight others didn't even notice existed. And because of that, your battles have always felt heavier. Your struggles lasted longer. Your heartbreaks cut deeper. And yet, you endured anyway. Not because your flesh was strong, but because your spirit refused to break. God put a warrior inside you, a watchman, an intercessor, a protector. You don't just live life. You guard it, discern it, feel it, and walk through it with a depth most people will never understand. And now heaven is revealing the truth. Your spirit has been carrying you. Even on the days you couldn't carry yourself, your exhaustion was never a sign of defeat. It was evidence of your spiritual strength. Chosen one, here is a truth that will finally explain the strange heaviness you have carried your whole life. Not every battle you fought belonged to you. There are burdens you felt that didn't originate from your own life. There were sudden waves of sadness that weren't tied to anything you were going through. There were moments when fear hit you out of nowhere. Even when everything around you was calm, you weren't going crazy. Your spirit was stepping into battles long before they manifested. You were sensing warfare that had nothing to do with your personal situation, but everything to do with the people connected to you. See, your spirit is sensitive because it was designed to be. You have always known things before they happened. You have always sensed people's intentions before they revealed themselves. You have always felt the shift in a room before anyone else noticed it. That wasn't paranoia. That was spiritual discernment. And because of this gift, God often positioned you as a shield in places where others were vulnerable. Your presence alone has blocked attacks from reaching people who had no idea danger was even near. You have stood between your family and generational destruction. You have prayed storms away from people who didn't even believe in prayer. You have protected hearts you didn't receive protection from. The enemy targeted you because taking you out would have exposed everyone you unknowingly covered. Your spirit has been absorbing spiritual pressure that would have crushed others. That is why the anxiety you felt didn't match your life. That is why the heaviness came without reason. That is why you felt drained even when nothing was wrong. You were spiritually interceding, spiritually intercepting, spiritually fighting battles that heaven entrusted to you because God knew He could rely on you. You have carried the weight of people's unspoken pain. You have felt the grief of loved ones before they told you the story. You have sensed betrayal before the knife touched your back. You have picked up the spiritual cry of someone miles away and didn't know why your heart felt broken at midnight. You weren't imagining those things. Your spirit was doing what it was created to do. Stand in the gap and listen carefully. The enemy didn't attack you because of who you were in the natural. He attacked you because of who you are in the spirit. Your prayers disrupt darkness. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your spirit carries authority. Hell is terrified of this. Is why your life has felt like a battlefield. You are fighting for more than just yourself. Chosen one, take a deep breath and really hear this. You've survived things that should have shattered you. You walked through seasons that would have left the average person in pieces. You endured heartbreaks that could have closed your heart forever.